Next on Startup, we travel to Minneapolis, Minnesota to meet with Roger, a true bicycle connoisseur and one of the owners of Alley Cats, a shop that sells, repairs, and restores bicycles. Then we swing by Iowa City, Iowa to talk to Julie, a former nursing student who grew up cooking family recipes of traditional Italian food and created ZAZA'S, an Italian specialty market that makes fresh homemade pasta daily. All of this and more is next on Startup.
It all starts with an idea, and everyone has them. In the world of business, where you choose to take your idea determines where your idea will take you. Baker College is proud to support Startup and those who dare to share their ideas with the world.
The American small business was built on one thing: relationships. And every time a customer walks through the door, a new one begins. Pay Anywhere was built to help entrepreneurs do what they do best. So keep loving what you do. Just get paid for it. Pay Anywhere.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet, find new roads.
American Express is proud to support Startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
My name is Gary Brado, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and an entrepreneur. The economy is in less than perfect shape, and when the jobs go away, there's nothing left to do but get up and get creative. And there are people all over America doing just that. It's estimated that up to 85% of new businesses fail. So I'm going coast to coast to hear the personal stories of the people who beat the odds and started a successful business from the ground up. This is Startup. I'm on Bowery Street in Iowa City, Iowa, and I'm gonna go talk to Julie, who created ZAZA'S, an independent Italian market that's becoming a must-stop shop for Iowa City locals. Let's go hear her story. There are more than 600 pasta shapes produced worldwide, and rumor has it that Thomas Jefferson introduced macaroni to America after he enjoyed it in Naples, Italy. Today, the average person in North America eats around 15.5 pounds of pasta annually. Julie went down several different career paths before deciding to turn her passion for cooking into a business, while also providing the local community with the opportunity to buy authentic Italian groceries. Tell me who you are and where we are.
Sure. My name is Julie Parisi, and we are at my pasta shop here in Iowa City. It's a pasta shop and Italian market. We make all of our pastas right here, so it's nice people can come in and see it being made right in front of them. And then they can get everything else they might need to create a whole Italian meal.
All right, I want to learn about your history. Take me back to the beginning with education, work, and anything else that you think would be kind of relevant to your past.
I came to Iowa City in 2001 and went to the University of Iowa. I thought by the end of that time I'd go to culinary school instead. So I didn't actually go to culinary school. I went to go work in a restaurant that my cousin opened up in New York.
What type of restaurant?
It was an Italian restaurant. Okay. And I was the salad girl, but I learned a lot because I always kept an eye on the chef.
And that was a good supplement for culinary school?
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
So I stayed in New York for a while, lived out in San Francisco for a few years. And along the way I thought, well, maybe I don't want to work in a restaurant. Maybe I want to do nursing. Then my husband got me to come back to Iowa City after a few years, and I thought I would continue taking some classes here at the university again. We were talking about blood one day, and I said, you know, this isn't for me. Then I thought, well, what do I know how to do? What do I like to do? And I looked into the farmer's market, and there were only certain things you were allowed to make, to sell, and noodles were one of them. That's the Midwestern term for pasta. So you could make noodles, and no one was selling them. And I thought, I know how to do this. I'm pretty sure I can do this and sell it. I've been at the farmer's market now for 5 years, so I've obtained a commercial space so that I could sell to grocery stores and kind of expand out a little bit from the farmer's market.
What was the breaking point or the decision that allowed you to accept this as full-time?
It was really just the loyalty of customers and you know, their encouragement and support at the farmers market, because if I didn't have that base already to work from, if I were just didn't start the farmers market, let's say, and was just like, I'm going to open a store, that would never happen to me.
Well, you had to prove your concept to yourself.
Yeah. I was the hardest sell, for sure. Everyone was telling me, oh yeah, this would be so, you should do this. And I was like, no, I'm not ready.
Do you see yourself continuing to be part of the farmers market for a while?
Yeah, I would love to continue going to the farmers market as long as I possibly can, because the customer interaction, I think, is the most important part of growing the business, is getting just their feedback and hearing what it is they want. And so I would start to ask them questions like, what do you like about it? What do you not like about it? And their feedback was really the most important thing to helping cultivate and create the product that I make now.
So that was, your market research was basically just right out of the customer's mouth.
Yeah, it was.
We came to know about ZAZA'S at our wonderful farmers market when she first started a few years back. We were from the East Coast, and I come from an Italian family. I was craving Italian food.
So do you make your own pasta as well? Your own
sauce?
I
don't make my own pasta because we have her wonderful pastas.
According to StartupBizHub.com, starting a fresh pasta making business does not require a lot of equipment or manpower. The biggest challenge is finding a sustainable market for it. Let's paint the whole picture, tell the whole story of this place that we're in right now.
I found this place online one day. I came in, I called like frantically, I called the real estate agent and I'm like, I have to come see this place. So I did, and I took one look around and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Did you know this used to be a grocery store in the 1800s?
Yeah.
So you already knew that?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of changes did this building go through over the years? Did it remain a grocery store the whole time?
It was a grocery store from when the building was built in 1856 up until 1972, when it was the last home of New Pioneer Co-op, which is our organic food store here in town. And then this house building sort of fell into disrepair, and we acquired it in January of 2012. And started the renovations to return it back to its historical correctness, or as close as we could be, to its original structure that it was in 1856.
What was the total amount that you needed, or how much did it cost?
Yeah, it was right around $20,000, which I felt was pretty good considering.
It's low.
Yeah, it's really low.
And you approached, did you try to get a bank loan at first or do anything, or you just went right to family and they said,
yeah.
And they gave you 20?
Yeah, from several different uncles, my brother, yeah. But so everybody kind of pitched in and we got it done.
How long have you been open now?
We opened May 1st, so a month and a half.
Brand new?
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
So far, so good. I'm really happy with the people who have been coming in are just excited.
Have you done like a cost analysis or breakdown on what you're gonna have to sell in here to sustain?
I figured I would really only need about $200 to $300 of sales a day.
How did you get into your first grocery store?
I started from the basics of you have to submit your ingredients lists and go through the proper channels and get to talk to the right guy. So that's what I did.
Legend has it that noodles were first made by 13th century German bakers who fashioned dough into symbolic shapes such as swords, birds, and stars. The name ZAZA'S, where do they come from?
Well, I was nannying for my niece and nephew in San Francisco, and when Roman, my nephew, was really young, I was teaching him Italian, and I said, you could call me Zia, is aunt in Italian, and it never came out Zia, it always came out Zaza, so it kind of is just a name that stuck. He's almost 8 now, and I'm Zaza forever.
Who taught you how to make pasta? Because now I can say Zaza taught me, but who taught Zaza?
So my grandmother was our neighbor when I was a little kid, so I'd just run across the backyard all the time and go see whatever she was up to in the kitchen. Okay. And she was always making pasta.
What's the rest of the process, I guess? So this looks like a horrible loaf of bread. I don't know what I'm doing.
Basically, we just wrap this up then and let it rest for a few minutes. But I have one over here that is done and rested, so we can roll that out.
What is this?
This is an herbed flavored pasta.
Okay.
I happen to have an order to fill with some herbed pasta, so I thought, hey, let's do that today.
Excellent.
You can squish your pieces, kind of make them a little bit longer and flat. We just take all these
Nice.
Go right through here.
So this process, what is it that we're doing?
So right now, if we were to go ahead and cut this pasta right away, it would still be really tacky and stick together, and it would just not be like the strands that we want.
Right.
So we do it this way and lay it out flat first, then I'll turn a little fan on it, and it'll dry for maybe 15 or 20 minutes just to get a little bit of the moisture out.
Now that this has had time to dry out a little bit, what's the final step that we do here to make this delicious pasta?
We are just gonna cut it into fettuccine. I've come up with this way to fold them because they'll dry this way and then they fit perfectly into the bags.
Sweet.
Go ahead, give it a try.
You're gonna laugh when I slice my finger off.
No, your finger won't fit in there.
It won't, okay.
Perfect, put it right here.
All right, so it starts as a big ball of dough. It ends up a big flat thing, and then at the end, it gets sold in this.
Yeah.
How important is our sites like Facebook, Twitter, Yelp? What are you actively involved in, and what impact do they have on your business?
Sure. I use Facebook every day to stay in touch with the people who are engaged on that platform already, and I am really lucky. My brother works at Twitter, and he helps me sometimes with doing some campaigns there.
Another person that's in your position, either they're miserable at their job or they always had a dream to do something, what advice would you give to them?
If you really feel strongly and passionately about it, it translates. It's like the easiest thing that people can pick up on. You don't get that sense when you go into a big store. The people working there aren't there because they love every product on the shelf necessarily. They're there to, for
profits.
Right. And so if you can give that energy to other people, they're going to take it and run with it.
So thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
There are a million ways to start a business, but how did Julie do it? Let's find out. She started with around $2,000 in the bank and a 740 credit score. Her first year sales were $9,000, and although she was part-time, she operated at a profit. She received a $20,000 investment to open her doors, and the one word that Julie used to explain what it takes to make it in business is determination. Julie was always noodling around with different ideas until she got stroganoff to take ZAZA'S to the next level. And once you get past the point of no return, things can only get better. It looks like Julie is going to turn a penne into a fortune. For more information, log on to our website and click the link for ZAZA'S.
Building a brand is really important. For me, it's all the interactions that somebody has with your company. Whether it's the customer service, the interactions with your product, the messaging they see on the website. All of these are different touch points that you can influence somebody's thoughts about your product. Think about every touch point that a customer works with your product and make sure it's as good as possible and consistent across all of those things.
Next time on Startup, we travel to Birmingham, Alabama to meet with Jeff, Jason, and Chris. Three brothers born into the restaurant business who started Slice Pizza, a family pizza shop that's reshaping the local food scene. Then we head to Louisville, Kentucky to meet with Emily, who comes from a long line of Kentucky entrepreneurs and created Grace Ship, a company that produces multi-use laptop bags. Be sure to join us next time on Startup.
Another option for you.
Okay.
See, this might be a little bit more your color.
This one fits perfect. Oh, it feels good too.
Like it was made for you.
I feel very free. Well, so I know we're on opposite sides of the fence, but why do you always gotta balk about what you do, huh?
American Express is proud to support startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
The Chevrolet Volt. an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
The American small business was built on one thing: relationships. And every time a customer walks through the door, a new one begins. Pay Anywhere was built to help entrepreneurs do what they do best. So keep loving what you do. Just get paid for it. Pay Anywhere.
It all starts with an idea, and everyone has them. In the world of business, where you choose to take your idea determines where your idea will take you. Baker College is proud to support startup and those who dare to share their ideas with the world.